Hi everybody, and welcome to Fitness and Fat Loss Secrets, episode number 25. I'm so excited and honored to have you all here. If this is your first time here, I want to welcome you, and if you coming back, I want to welcome you back. Now, if you've not been here before, or even if you have, I want to remind you why Fitness and Fat Loss Secrets Facebook Live exists, and it's to answer this one big question. And the big question is this: how do we lose weight while still feeling great without cheating by taking dangerous supplements, drugs, or undergoing surgeries that could really hurt us? And how do we sort through all of the confusing information out there when it comes to how to eat and exercise for fat loss? Now, that is the big question. This Facebook Live session has the answers for you. So, that said, as we go along today, what I'd like for you to do is, if you have questions, if you are stuck from where it is you are to where it is you want to go, I want you to ask your question below. That way I can help you. So again, if you're stuck where it is you are right now, like you're in somebody in the body that you are and you're not liking it and you're trying to lose weight, get more fit, I want to help you. I want to do it for free, and I want to do it right here. So please ask your question below, and I'm going to help answer your questions absolutely free right here, okay? So as we're going along, and I want you to actually think about your most challenging questions so that not only will it benefit you, but it'll benefit everybody else that tunes in, okay? As we're going along, if you get any benefit out of what I'm telling you today, I would like for you to like and share this post so we can spread the word, get the message out, and help ourselves and help our other community members get more fit and more healthy, okay? So today, I have a couple of really cool things I'm excited to share with you guys. And the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna be going over an exercise that's really, really awesome. It's one of the most versatile, one of the most biggest bang for your buck exercises that you can do for your upper body. And it's a fantastic lift to do, and but unfortunately, a lot of people are really screwing it up. They're not doing this exercise correctly, and the exercise is a single arm dumbbell row. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go over the exercise so that you can know exactly how to do this, so that you can target the right muscles. So just so we're clear, the dumbbell row, single arm dumbbell row, is meant to target your upper back. So these muscles here, kind of starting up here, out to here, all the way down to the low part of your back. It's a really big part of your back. It makes this big triangle kind of onto your back, going from up here all the way down. And that's why it's a big exercise, a great exercise, big bang for the buck exercise to do when you get it correctly. Unfortunately, a lot of people are using their biceps too much. They're using their shoulders too much. They're using their wrists too much. And it's really defeating the purpose, or at least defeating the intended purpose of this exercise. So we're going to go through today exactly how to do this exercise correctly so that you don't screw it up, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is I want you to stand up. So I want you to practice this with me. I'm going to move this out of my way, and you can see back here behind me I have a bench set up and a dumbbell. So I'm going to demonstrate this to you exactly how to do it, okay? And then but I want you to try it with me. So if you can't right now, you're at work or something, you're watching this, you don't necessarily have to do it now, but if you can, get up and do this, because it's really important, and it's important to be able to feel this. So first things first, you use a bench, and we're going to do a right side dumbbell row. So with this one, I'm going to put your left knee on the bench and your left hand or your left fist on the bench. And then the very first tip, the first thing that people screw up is the back. I'll try to exaggerate this so you can all see it really well. Is the back is rounded. It looks something like this, which is not too exaggerated from what I see a lot of times at various gyms or here in the studio. So make sure, first things first, is that you flatten out your back so you have a nice flat tabletop back. If you miss that one point, it's nearly impossible to really engage your lats, the latissimus dorsi, again, the big muscle in your back. If you don't have a flat back, nearly impossible to get it right. So, with a nice flat back, that's the first tip. You got to start there. Then when you grab the dumbbell, you're going to hang on to the dumbbell, and it's going to start by being just straight down like this, okay? So flat back, straight down like this. And then the tips here are when you pull, you gotta pull so that your elbow comes into your ribs. Now I'll do it this way without my knee on the bench so you can see. A lot of times what I see is the elbow comes out like this, and what you want to see is the elbow coming into the ribs, okay? So the elbow, you gotta tuck it in, literally feel it into your waistline or into your ribs there so that you can engage the lat. So that's the next step. The next step after that, what I see a lot of times is people, when they do this exercise, they're really clenching with their fist. So then the wrist is working way too much. So the idea here with hanging onto the dumbbells, you only want to hang onto it with enough strength, obviously not to drop the dumbbell. That's the key. But not clenching on as hard as you can. Okay? And then the other thing is if your back's not flat, what happens is people then use the bicep or they use the back of the shoulder to do this work, and it's not designed, the shoulder muscles are not designed to lift as much weight as the big lat muscle in your back is designed to do. So once you get all those tips, it'll look something like this. So we start with a flat back, okay, nice flat back. We're pulling up with a grip just strong enough to hold the dumbbell. The ribs, the elbow is into the ribs, and then you're gonna roll back. So down, elbows into the ribs, and roll back. So you're thinking of here, if I do it from the side here, so it's not, it doesn't just stop here, it actually, the shoulder rolls with you so that you really engage all the muscles into the middle part of your spine. And when you do that, you'll really feel the lat engage. And a lot of times, again, people are just feeling the arms engage. But when you do that correctly, so review the tips one more time. So start with a flat back. Grips just strong enough to hold the weight. Then the next tip is elbow comes into the rib as you pull, and then the shoulder rolls all the way up with the elbow stuck to your rib. That's what's going to help you to engage the lat. And even if you do this with no weight, if you're doing this with no weight right now, you will be able to feel your lat engage when you use those tips. All right? Cool. So the next time you're working out at home, in a gym, or here at our studio, do those weights. The one other thing I want to just point out is when you're doing those, when you're doing the range of motion, is make sure that you're going through a full range of motion. What that means is you start with your arm all the way down, so it's straight, and then as you pull all the way up to the elbows here, and then you get that rotation, just a slight rotation with the shoulder is rolling back. That's going to fully engage your lat. And then the other tip, the last tip there with that exercise, the single arm dumbbell row, is to not jerk the weight. You want to stay in a controlled kind of way, both on the concentric and eccentric part of the movement, okay? All right, cool. So try that out next time, and you'll feel that it's a lot more effective at strengthening your lat. All right, the next thing we're going to talk about is something that I see happen all the time. And so, here at Altman Fitness, we're focused on fitness and fat loss. That's our promise, that's our guarantee. If you come into Altman Fitness, we're going to help you get more fit, and we're going to help you lose weight, or we hand your money back, period, okay? Now, that said, one of the things we address, of course, is exercise. We have to exercise, you guys know this, to get more fit and to lose weight. Now, the other side of that equation is you have to eat right. And this is the part that I see people really screw up, and unfortunately screw up in ways that messes up their psychology so that then they don't like healthy eating. And so what I want to talk to you today about is proper eating for fat loss does not have to be bland and boring. In fact, it has to be the opposite. It has to be full of flavor and exciting, okay? Now, I'm not going to go all the way into address full macronutrient stuff. We did that back in one of the earlier episodes. I think in episode number 4 or 5, we talked all about the macronutrients that work the best, which are the amounts of fats, proteins, and carbohydrates to get a weight loss result. In today's episode, I just want to focus more on a surface idea that's really, really important. And Again, the idea is, for example, you guys all know that you should eat your veggies, right? It's not a secret to eat your vegetables. But what happens is when we tell people to eat their vegetables, what I'll oftentimes hear is people are going out and then they're grabbing, for example, a vegetable tray. And it will have raw cauliflower, raw broccoli, raw carrots. You guys have all bought this before. I have too. And then you start eating it, and what do you think? Oh, yummy, it's so delicious. You love it? For most of you, the answer is no. You don't love it. At least not with drenching it in ranch dip or whatever might come in the center of that tray. That also messes it up. But the idea here is if you might not like raw broccoli, but what if you put it in the oven and baked it? And you get those little crispy, flavorful edges with a little bit of olive oil and sea salt. How do you like it now? Or how about if you take the broccoli and just steam it and add just a little fresh sea salt at the end? Isn't that way better? And the same with any of the other vegetables. Maybe like one raw vegetable people generally do like are raw carrots, but raw carrots and or cooked carrots are good options. With cauliflower, same idea. If you don't like raw cauliflower, that's fine. A lot of people don't. But what if you roast it? Or what if you squeeze a little fresh lemon, a little olive oil and sea salt onto your cauliflower and then roast it? So you get those little golden crispy edges. You know what I'm talking about? Those little crispy edges that are just so dang yummy on the outsides, and then you eat that. That makes the cauliflower taste amazing. At least to a lot of us, to me in particular. And the same goes for any vegetable. I know one of the things I ate growing up that I hated that now I love are Brussels sprouts. Growing up, whenever my parents would make Brussels sprouts, they would go into a pan, probably just like yours did, into a pan filled with water, and they boil them to death. And then you're eating these kind of like soggy, nasty, boiled, overboiled Brussels sprouts, and they're just not good. But I think a lot of you now have discovered if you take the Brussels sprouts, you cut them in half, and you, again, a little olive oil, some sea salt, or whatever other seasonings you might like, you put those into the oven, roast them up, and again, you get those crispy edges. That caramelization of those crispy edges, it's taking the little sugars that are into those vegetables and caramelizing them. That gives those little crispy edges that are just delicious, and that is a wonderful way to eat them. There's many other ways you can search for recipes, but the point is this: if you are eating foods that you truly love and that get you the result that you're after, doesn't it just stand the reason that you're gonna want to eat them, right? Okay, again, foods that taste great, foods that get you the result that you're after, then it's easy to want to eat them on a regular basis. But if you're out there and you're thinking eating healthy means, say maybe, for example, maybe you got a plan from us and it says eat oatmeal, and you hate oatmeal. Well, to me, that makes 0 sense to eat oatmeal. It was just a suggestion. It's just an option of something to eat that most of you know that is healthy. It doesn't mean you should eat it if you don't like it. You have to find the foods that you're gonna not only like, but love, so that you want to eat them on a regular basis. Does that make sense? Same for if, a lot of diet plans I see out there will say, eat tuna. But if you hate tuna, you can't stand the smell of the stuff, or you hate it, you don't like it at all, don't eat freaking tuna. You shouldn't eat it just because somebody somewhere said you should eat it to get a result. There's lots of other options, you guys. When it comes to proteins, there's, chicken, fish, steak, pork, duck, lamb. It goes on and on. Eggs. And then there's all kinds of vegetable proteins. So it goes on and on and on. You have lots of options, and there's going to be something that you love. And when you find the things, again, that you love, and you prepare them in ways that you love, that's the other key factor. Okay, is getting the foods that you love, first of all, into your house. The foods that you love that are also going to get you the result that you love. And then take the time to prepare them in a way that you also love. Then it becomes easy. So, with that said, You guys all know this already because you probably have tried this. You know, if you try eating in a way to get the quick fix, if you eat raw vegetables and lean proteins, are you going to get a good result? Yep, you are. But if you hate it, how long are you going to do it? Not very long, right? You're going to do it for maybe a week, maybe two. And if you're have some kind of crazy willpower, maybe you can extend it to 4 to 6 weeks, something like that. But the point is, it's going to go away. And then you're going to revert back because that tastes like crap. Even though it got your results, it still tastes like crap. I'm not going to do it anymore. And so then you revert back to old ways and you gain the weight. And then statistically, you gain the weight back and then some. And that's not what this is about. This is about making little changes every single day so that you can create the lifestyle that fits for you for the rest of your life so you can feel and look exactly how you want to feel and look. Okay? All right. I think you guys get the point there. Eat food you love. That also gets you the result you will love. Make it taste amazing, and it becomes easy. Okay? All right, cool. So that said, at this point, I'm going to be saying goodbye to our Altman Fitness crowd. But before I do, I want to say thank you so much for tuning in. I love you for showing up for yourself because it means you are taking care of you. And you are the number one person to you. If you're not, make yourself number one so that you can live how you want to live and be able to give how you want to give. Okay? And if you are not already one of our prize members here at Altman Fitness, I want to invite you to join us by, if you look just above this video, you will see a link for 3 free afterburn workouts. Click the link, come on in, we're going to take good care of you. We're going to educate you for one, then we're going to get you immediately exercising, and then we're going to teach you how to eat foods that you're going to love that also will get you an amazing result, all right? That said, before we go, I want to tell you guys over here, hang on, because I have maybe the number one thing on your body that if you don't do this is going to really, really screw you up, okay? It's going to really screw up your entire body. It's that important. So, hang tight, and I'll be right back, all right? For you guys, I want to just say goodbye, and we'll see you next week. Remember, every Wednesday at 10:45, I'm live to answer your questions for how to lose weight and get more fit. Till next time, see you guys.